Well, sometimes when you support a cause, you never expect that you would need it someday, but it happened to one Odessa man. He suddenly found himself needing the Permian Basin Rehab Center.
Tim Edgman and his wife Teresa have been faithful supporters of the Permian Basin Rehab Center for many years.
I've participated and support the Rehab Center. I've been here all my life, and with their crystal ball, we've always contributed to that and attended that when my kids were there. And the telethon, we've always called in, but never did I think.
Who would have thought that a family ski trip would end in tragedy and Tim would one day need the help of the center he so faithfully supported? 1 year ago, Christmas Eve, while on that trip, Tim slipped on some ice. He fell and hit the back of his head. After that, everything went numb.
I don't remember ever losing consciousness. When I felt everything go numb, and then of course I was on ice, so I slid down and hit the front wheel of the car that was at the end of the drive. And I told my daughter was there, and I said, "Get me help. I'm in trouble." I was like, I can't feel anything.
He was taken to a hospital in Taos, New Mexico, then airlifted to University Medical Center in Lubbock, where he was diagnosed with a spinal injury from C3 to C7. You can still see the scars from the surgery that was performed. After that, Tim underwent intensive therapy at a neurorehabilitation center before coming to PBRC.
That's where everyone said, you need to go to the rehab center. And so here I am.
Tim gets physical therapy to work on walking, balance, and strength. Physical therapy assistant Amy Burke says Tim's injury is trickier than most because it's nerve-related. So basically, Tim has to start from the beginning. He gets help from walkers, crutches, and sometimes, if needed, a wheelchair.
I think for him, he's more frustrated about the walking. Whereas, you know, a kid, you teach them to walk, they take their first steps, then you advance them to running and stepping over. His is a slower process, and he just wants to be mobile and independent.
Tim also gets occupational therapy to work on his hands. Madison Campbell is new to the rehab center. Tim is the only adult on her caseload.
The biggest thing with me whenever I started with Tim was his range of motion of all extremities. So his finger range of motion, his wrist range of motion, elbow range of motion, shoulders range of motion. That's gotten significantly better since then. Another thing that we've been working on is strength. His strength has gotten better.
Tim looks back on the days and the many ways he supported PBRC in the past.
I never thought that I'd want to be in this position, but I didn't know that this is a place for adults.
Tim's not your typical patient. You see, he's quite a bit older than the others. Amy and Madison agree he's got one thing working for him.
He's a perfectionist. He wants to be 110% 2 days ago, so he's just going to have to understand it takes time.
It's hard to make somebody want it as bad as you want it, and he has that. We don't have to jump that hurdle. He's already got that innate desire to get better, so we just have to tap into that and push.
Come a long ways from numb from the neck down to this point, and we're real close to walking without the walker and without crutches, probably on a cane for a while, but it's been a long journey, but all I have to do is think about where I was a year ago today.
Now Tim has another reason to sing the praises of the Permian Basin Rehab Center.
It's a wonderful thing for what we do with these kids. It's tough to sit in that lobby, and in fact, my wife doesn't. She sits in the car and waits on me, because when you see these little kids walk out of here, it will tear your heartstrings, I promise you, because some of them may never walk like I do and everything. And that's where I've always thought it, and I've sent my money to. It was for the kids, because when you see that, it'll touch you. It touches your heart, and you'll want to do something. But little did I know that one day I would be coming up here. And I can't say enough for the therapist. It's until you experience it, you really don't realize. And here I am working and complaining about it, and I see a 3 or 4 year old go out with a little tricycle or something made for them, because that's the only way they can walk, and sitting there and knowing that may be the only way they ever walk. You know, it'll make you think twice.